Good morning, everyone who's joining us this morning for the SD-WAN presentation with myself, Brad Reitmeyer from IntegraONE, and Andy Ko from Fortinet. We're just going to get started here as people roll in. Hopefully, they can, everybody can pick up before the start of the presentation here. And if you want to hit the next slide. Just again, a little bit about IntegraONE, 28 years in business, and we have offices in the Allentown, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Wilkes-Barre area. We've been a strong Fortinet partner in security and networking for quite some time now, and been rolling out the product pretty extensively. We're also a consumer of the product. For what we do internally, from firewalling and SD-WAN and AD/VPN, so establishing our connections across the internet for different offices. We offer a number of solutions in a variety of different IT areas, from security to storage and data center, managed services for firewall, particular with the Fortinet product. And we also do a lot in the area of just general technical repair for workstations, servers, and things of that nature. And most importantly, for everybody who's listening on the call, please fill out the survey at the end of this webinar, and we will get you a $10 Starbucks gift card. So if nothing else you get out of this presentation, which I hope this isn't the only thing you get out of it, at least if you fill out the survey at the end, you will get a $10 Starbucks gift card. All right. Yeah, go ahead and take over, Andy, and we'll both available throughout the presentation. And if anybody has questions at the end, we'll definitely be available to answer them.
All right, fantastic. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. My name is Andrew Ko with Fortinet. I'm a channel solution architect. So today we're going to be speaking about secure SD-WAN and secure branch, bringing speed, resiliency to the digital branch these days. We talk about enabling trusted digital transformation, which is top of mind with the vast majority of our customers today. So networks really need to be changing these days to adopt all the digital initiatives that are going on. We find that approximately 70% of applications are moving to the cloud. It's a big influx. We also see a huge need for bandwidth for supporting voice and video related to collaboration that's going on in the new digital enterprise. And we find that a huge majority of the network changes that are involved with solutions today under the conventional set are really driven manually. So a common theme is that there's too many point products. There's vendor sprawl, and we're dealing with costly MPLS circuits that have been around for years and years and years. And another problem is that we've got a lack of consistent security across the edge. So when Gartner speaks to their customers, the number one top of mind is security with respect to these initiatives. Performance is next in line, and of course, cost. Fortinet plays very well in addressing all three of these concerns. And it's also important to note out that when Gartner speaks about this topic, they don't talk about SD-WAN. They really call it the WAN edge. So when you're looking for Gartner research, that's what you want to look at. When we talk about it, it's really about simplification. We want to consolidate many point products down into a FortiGate platform that is able to deliver multiple functionalities, SD-WAN, as well as security. We also want to make sure that when we're talking about simplification, if you've got multiple locations that need to roll out, zero-touch deployment is also very important. You need to be able to rapidly roll out locations with the least amount of effort possible. Through our zero-touch deployment capabilities, we're able to deliver that. Application steering is also vitally important to any SD-WAN solution. You really need to have a good understanding of the applications, what's on the wire, what's mission critical, what's not, and be able to steer those applications across a particular link, whether it be the MPLS or the direct internet access link, or maybe you've got multiple internet access links or even a backup link. And of course, because we're talking about so many cloud SaaS applications based on the internet, and they're protected by SSL encryption, we really need to be able to accelerate that traffic. The appliances can't be overburdened with that type of work. So as far as key use cases, let's say that you're talking about digital transformation at the enterprise branch. Some of the network drivers there are going to be adoption of SaaS, whether it be like Salesforce.com, Workaday, or multi-cloud. So maybe you're talking about AWS, Azure, so on and so forth. We can help with that. With respect to what SD-WAN brings to that conversation, we can really steer the applications where they need to go to meet the SLAs that assure quality service for those connections. And then, of course, the security from the Fortinet solution that's being brought to the table is the ability to deliver that security out to the branch so that those branches can use those direct internet access connections and achieve the speed as well as the price and performance that you're looking for. If your key use case is reducing your cost, your operational expenditures, we can help with an MPLS to a broadband transition. Doesn't need to be a complete replace, but it could be a reduce of the MPLS and then augment the network with additional broadband services. Once again, what the Fortinet SD-WAN is bringing to the table is the ability to enforce quality SLA parameters so that your most critical applications perform at the peak all the time. With respect to security, we're going to give you unrivaled performance and scale for the VPNs that are going to replace or augment that traditional MPLS. Now, if we want to take one step further and extend these services out to the branch and their LAN and additional network segments, we can actually extend the SD-WAN to Forti switches as well as to Forti APs. We do have our own line of switches and APs, and they are tightly integrated with the Forti Gate, which is the device that is enforcing the security and the SD-WAN functionality. We get deep integration with the WAN and the LAN, and we give you great orchestration of the security, not just at the edge, but also down to the port level on the switches, as well as to the SSIDs on the access points. So if we look at it from a high level here, on the left, what we're illustrating is that the FortiGate platform, which delivers the SD-WAN functionality as well as the Next Gen Firewall, it's all based on the FortiOS operating system. Key to this, the bottom layer that you see there is these boxes have purpose-built security processors. So you might know them as ASICs. Think of it in like NVIDIA with the graphics cards. They're purpose-built to do those functionality in the crypto world, as well as in the cryptocurrency mining world, as well as in the graphics world. Well, what Fortinet has done is we've built our own security processor ASICs that are able to accelerate the encryption traffic so that the boxes don't bog down. We're also delivering threat intelligence to those appliances. All of this from our FortiOS operating system. We can give you application visibility. We can give you a WAN path controller. We can give you really deep and rich routing functionality, which includes anything from static routes, BGP, OSPF, ISIS, which really gives you the flexibility that you need to deploy these projects right. Cloud sandboxing, anti-malware, web filtering. It's all there on one platform, as well as the zero-touch deployment capabilities and all of the centralized management and analytics. With respect to application prioritization and classification, we can't understate this. This is vitally important. We give you 3,000 plus applications in our database. We have dynamic cloud signatures because these things are always changing. When applications are hosted in the cloud, you constantly need to make sure that you're keeping those tables of IPs updated so that you can properly enforce the visibility and the control and the path steering. With respect to the applications, we're covering anything from Office 365, Salesforce, Skype, all the way through AWS, Dropbox, you name it. If it's a popular application, we're going to have it covered for you. So return on investment is kind of what Fortinet is known for. Our products have a great level of functionality at an awesome price point. We're going to allow you to reduce those really expensive recurring WAN costs. We're going to make sure that you can keep your business moving forward with the business applications first and foremost on the links that can best serve their needs. And we're going to improve your security posture, put all of those things all together, and you quickly realize your return on investment. Fortinet is also really proud of their capabilities and their willingness to participate in third-party testing. So NSS Labs is one of the large testing houses out there. And we recently participated in some testing with them. Voice over IP and video testing. The test that they developed, the highest possible quality score was 4.41. With respect to video, the highest possible quality score was 4.53. When you look at how Fortinet scored, we came in as 4.38. And with respect to video, we came in at 4.26. So we had the highest quality of experience for VoIP. I believe we were second for video. We had an absolutely positively fantastic number when you look at the total cost of ownership per meg. And we achieved a recommend rating from NSS Labs. So we're very proud of those scores. And with respect to security efficacy, you can see there that we blocked 100% of evasions. If you're not familiar with Gartner Peer Insights, it's a great resource. A lot of people kind of knock Gartner as a pay-to-play type organization. We don't necessarily think that's true, but I think Gartner heard that feedback, and what they did is they came up with Peer Insights. You don't need to pay anything to participate in this, to get access to the research. This is literally the customers that own the products voting on the vendors and the products. And you can see some very top-notch quality comments there with respect to the Fortinet and the SD-WAN solutions. This is the Magic Quadrant that I was speaking of. So this is Gartner's first Magic Quadrant for WAN edge infrastructure. As you can see there, Fortinet is squarely placed in the upper right-hand section of the Challengers Quadrant. So we are very proud of that, especially considering that security traditionally has been our core focus. So let's get into FortiOS 6.0 a little bit. So FortiOS 6.0 is when we really started to take our existing SD-WAN functionality and start to mature them. Now, Fortinet's a little bit unique because we're a firewall platform. We sit at the edge, and we think we've always done SD-WAN for quite a long time. We always saw SD-WAN really as features, not necessarily a total product in and of themselves. We took those and we really developed them, matured the interface, matured the WAN path controller, things of that nature. And what we have now is a firewall platform with full, deep, and rich SD-WAN functionality. And the great thing is you pay $0 to have SD-WAN functionality. It's just part of the platform. So this is one of the most important components to the solution. It is the application WAN path controller. So it supports a really diverse range of connectivity. We don't care if it's an MPLS connection, if it's an internet connection, if it's 3G, 4G connection connected to our FortiGate. It can all be integrated, native path, have SLAs set up for it, and can really be leveraged to make sure that your applications are connecting real time over the best quality connections that they need. The utilization of the low cost links really helps with the ROI. So this is a screenshot here of some of the functionality that you'll see in the interface. You can see there that we really are talking about defining a virtual SD-WAN interface. And then within that virtual interface, we add port members. So physical port members, which represent the different links. Next, we have the SD-WAN rules. So these are just like your firewall rules, except they're defining how the traffic should be treated and how it should be steered and under what conditions. So key to all of this is the ability to define these SLA performance characteristics. And we can test for these SLAs using a number of different methods, whether it be a ping test, HTTP, TCP echo, TWAN protocol test, you name it. We can also monitor for latency, for jitter, for packet loss on all of the interfaces that are part of the logical SD-WAN interface. So the SD-WAN rules, they apply those performance SLAs to the traffic flows. So the purpose here is to create those policy routes that set up the preference or the deep preference of the links based on the network performance. So this is really how we're controlling the traffic flows. And this is all dynamic, so there's nothing to maintain. So with respect to the WAN path controller, there's a couple options that we have for making determinations. We can say use the best link, the best quality, and this is going to use the link providing the best network quality based on latency, jitter, packet loss, or bandwidth. There are even some customization options there where you can give different weights to different factors such as latency, jitter, packet loss, or bandwidth. So with respect to minimum SLA, what we can do is we can say that any link which meets the SLA can be used. Pardon me. So once again, we want to point out that we have 3,000 different known applications that are part of leveraged by the WAN rules. The Internet Services Database, it's dynamically updated. It's known service IPs and protocols, layer 4, and then we also have application control, which is dynamically updated database of applications, and this requires deep inspection via SSL. So here you can see that we have a group set up where we're placing multiple services under one umbrella that can then be controlled. The ability to do that, to place important applications under one umbrella and then steer based on that is really also adding to to the ROI because it lends to the simplicity of the solution. So this is an important concept. So we talk about it a lot with the WAN packet controller, right? Where we do first packet classification to efficiently assign apps to the specific WAN link. It's a special database that is dynamically updated. We're able to do session classification, once identified via the application control, subsequent matching sessions are identified based on that first packet. And it's the dynamic learning approach here that helps keep this all running. Sorry for that hiccup there, guys. So multi-site VPN, right? All of this would mean nothing without the connectivity between the branches. So what the FortiGate platform is going to deliver is really the highest performing IPsec VPN out there. This is all made possible with those SPU accelerations. So those are our ASICs. It's scalable and it's dynamic. Another fantastic thing about FortiGate is the fact that we have absolutely positively great visibility. So here you can see is one view through the FortiGate, through the SD-WAN controller, if you will. The enterprise core all the way down to all the different segmented logical segments of the network and the individual hosts that reside out there. This is all within the FortiGate integrated management platform. With respect to zero-touch deployment, how do we do that? It's really quite simple, right? You connect the device to the network. That device is going to reach out to a cloud service that Fortinet runs called FortiDeploy. And then what FortiDeploy will do is it will look at that device, say, I know who you are, and then it's going to redirect that device to go pick up its configuration from your locally managed FortiManager. Here we just have the simple screenshot of the ability to manage these roles and these templates from within FortiManager for consistency and ease of rollout. This is a nice visibility view here that we give you. This is going to lay all of your SD-WAN devices out on the network, and you can see what the status of them is. You can see if they're performing well or if they're running hot and in trouble. And now what we're going to do is get to the piece where we talk about extending the secure SD-WAN to SD branch, as we like to call it. What we like to do is we love to actually take the FortiGate and then extend off of it Forti switches and Forti APs. Why do we like this? It's a really simple story. It's a very secure story, and it delivers low cost of ownership. If you were to add a Fortinet switch to the network and then add APs off of those switches, the provisioning is all automated from switch to switch and from AP into the switches. As well, what's really nice about this from a security perspective is the SSIDs and the ports can all be integrated into the firewall security. So simplified management, integrated security, and lower total cost of ownership. This is one case study that we did around a win. We can't mention the retailer, but several $1 billion in revenue, over 10,000 employees, over 4,000 locations. They had requirements for application steering. They wanted integrated security, and they wanted very fast SSL inspection. They wanted the AP and the switch integration, as well as the zero-touch deployment. We went up against Cisco, Riverbed, Viptela, Cisco Meraki, and we were able to win. That solution was really made up of SD-WAN, FortiGates at the edge, core firewalls, APs, FortiCare support, and FortiSwitches. So it was a great win for us. So these are some of the top reasons why Fortinet is winning in the WAN edge. It's really about the ability for us to help you with digital transformation at the branch. It's really about us able to help you with total cost of ownership, being part of those independent third tests to really validate that we can do what we're saying we're doing. And it's really about simplifying the SD branch with that simple management console, with that deep FortiLink integration, which allows the SSIDs and the physical switch ports to be integrated into your firewall security policy, and the ability to do some automation and quarantining when things go wrong. So just kind of wrapping up here, third-party validation is one of the reasons why we think we're tops. Scalability and performance, threat intel and automation to stay safe, secure, and respond quickly to threats, and branch simplification. So that's it as far as the official part of the presentation. And Brad, now we're gonna take it to the questions section. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. Let's just give it a minute here.
If anybody wants to type any questions into their chat bar, please feel free. We'll try to get them arranged. So definitely, we just got how do I arrange a demo? For sure, you can contact IntegraONE. If you have an existing sales rep, talk to your sales rep. If you don't, if you're new to IntegraONE, just give us a call up, hit our website up, and what we can do, and we do plenty of POCs where we can place a firewall in, help you define what it is you're looking for, and define what those success metrics are. We get out there. Fortinet's very flexible with getting gear for us and helping us do that. So no problem at all.
All right, Brad. Now I also wanted to point out that in this quarter, Fortinet is actually running several fast track learning sessions. So it's a 2-hour session, 1 hour of lecture, 1 hour of hands-on lab, hands into a FortiGate under different networking scenarios. So this can all be demonstrated. We're happy to keep you guys informed of those opportunities for the participants of this webinar as well.
Great. Any other questions out there about SD-WAN or VPNs, the platform itself? Anything we can answer for you? I'm not seeing anything come into the chat here. Hopefully, again, if you guys can type anything in the chat, we'll go ahead and answer it.
Hey, Brad, I do see one that's coming in here. I think it is the FortiOS, the same for all Fortinet appliances, upper and lower. And the answer is yes. That's what's great about the platform. FortiOS is FortiOS. So it's all the same. All of these features are available across the board.
Yep. It's from the lowest end to the highest end model. From our perspective, we have really good ease with it because it all configures the same. It all looks the same. It's just a matter of how much you want to use, how much throughput you want, how many people you have using the product at your site.
All right, excellent. Well, I think that's everything as far as questions, Brad, and we're at 9 o'clock hour.
Okay. So again, if anybody can fill out that survey when we're done with the conference, you will get a $10 Starbucks gift certificate. So please go ahead and do that. As far as any follow-up questions, if you think about something after the conference is over, please feel free to hit up anybody at IntegraONE who's in the security department or myself, and we can answer those for you. I think most of you have my contact information. If not, give us a call and we'll get in touch.
Great. Thank you.
Great. Okay, everybody, have a good day.
Thanks, Brad.